Hi everyone. So I guess probably the main aim of this study was to try to characterize profitable dairy farms in Australia. So we had available a really unique data set from the Dairy Farm Monitor project. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is an industry project led by Dairy Australia, but in New South Wales is delivered by New South Wales DPI. So has been running for more than 10 years. It's really unique. We have like more than 100 variables, economic and physical variables. So the project started with 28 farms in New South Wales, and last year we had a record of 40 farms participating in the project. So essentially what we did was every year we ranked farms by profitability, and we use return on total assets as the overall measure for profitability, and we picked the top 25% of farms, and we compared that top 25% with the rest of the farms. We name it here bottom 75%. So here in this plot we have the return on total assets, which is the profitability, and we have both groups. In red color the top 25 farms, and in blue color the bottom 75%. What we found here is that there was a really big difference in numeric difference between the top 25 farms and the bottom 75. The average of the top 25 farms was around 6% return on total assets, which is really comparable to alternatives outside the dairy industry, and even higher than the target that was set by the industry of 5%. So what we found, or the factors that really explain this, are the return on total assets and profit in general are two: the income, of course, and the cost. Surprisingly, what we found was that the milk price of both groups was similar across years, and on average for the 10 years was similar. There were no differences, but the main difference were explained in the cost of production, which this includes variable cost, overhead cost, both cash and non-cash cost, and also some changes in the inventory. But the main explanation of the differences in profitability was due to the cost of production. And if we dig deeper, and we explore why this, did happen, and it was mainly based due to lower feed and labor costs. So top 25% farms were able to manage better these two costs, which accounts for more than 70% of the farm costs. And essentially we found that top 25% were more efficient in terms of, for example, the milk production or the utilization of the land. So they produce more milk per unit of land, per hectare, let's say. And this was due to slightly more cows, but same number of hectares, and slightly more milk production per cow. The other important thing that we found was that the labor efficiency was really different. So the milk produced per FTE was different for the top 25% farms. And another important thing that we found was that these differences in feed costs were mainly explained due to purchase feed. So top 25% spend less in purchase feed, but we found that those farms utilize more pasture, so more around 1 ton per hectare more than the other group. So replace that pasture with less purchase feed. So overall, those were the findings of this study. So we also, as part of this study, we also developed a dashboard that if you scan this QR code, you can access, which allows you to see all the trends and these plots of all the dairy farm monitor in New South Wales for the 10 years. And if you do a Google search and you look for New South Wales Dairy Farm Monitor and access the DPI website, you will find also a comprehensive report with these results and more information there. So thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Juan. Any questions for Juan? Okay.
The land value, depending on where you are and where the farms are, are going to be huge.
Yeah.
So is that accounted for in the numbers?
Yeah. So one thing to highlight is we rank using return on total assets, which is traditionally has been the main overall indicator, but almost the same farms were the ones that achieved higher profit, so without consider that land value. So the margin was also, so if we rank it by EBIT, it's almost the same farms that were in the top due to higher return on total assets. So it was mainly the same farms. But having said that, also the model that we use considers the differences between regions, which mainly explain those differences in assets and land values. Yeah.
Great. I'm just interested broadly in location. How much variability in profitability are we looking at? You know, is there is it something geographic, or is it maybe dependent on farms that are further north and more impacted by temperature, humidity, that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Well, I didn't analyze the differences between the regions. I put it all together because the Dairy Farm Monitor considers North and South New South Wales. North is more coastal North farms, and South is considered South farms plus some inland farms. So it was categorized like that. So I didn't compare both regions. I just included that in that model, so it was considered like it was first compare farms within the same regions and then overall. But yeah, I guess like region is an important factor and yeah, explains part of the differences in profitability.
Excellent. Join me in thanking Juan.
Thank you.